And there we are, finally. It only took 2 attempts tonight to get it to connect. We were hung up trying to get YouTube to go, but it does appear as though we are live now. All right, who's here and ready to go? Good crew on already. Cream City Pete's here. Pete Winters, Kevin L. Matt's here with us. Austin's back. Jim is on. Kevin Brown made it tonight. All right. We are live. We are boogieing on both formats. So we are back finally. It's kind of odd. It's been, I look back, it's been a month since we've been here. Obviously, we were on a couple weeks ago from my buddies in Pittsburgh when we got shut down. Bill Disk is here. So tonight we are coming at you with 100% less cap guns. Yeah, I know a lot of you guys were on wondering what happened. I didn't know what happened until probably an hour later when I got the actual notification as to what they didn't like. Dennis Chapman here. Greg made it. John's on. Glad you guys are here. Scott's with us on Facebook. So anyway, glad you guys didn't forget about us over the last month. But anyway, there were a lot of theories. Yep, Joe's here with us. There's Ron. But anyway, lots of stuff to talk about. Obviously, it's been a while. There's Brian Dispatch. But first off, we will let's catch some housekeeping real quick, and then we'll talk about what happened. I think it was 2 weeks ago. To be honest with you guys, this last month to me has been basically a blur. Dad's here with us. I think I looked today. I think I've been gone 14 out of the last 30 days. So it's been bananas to say the least. But so that's what my schedules look like. There's Kenny. But obviously, a little bit of housekeeping. Double check your comment before you hit send. If autocorrect changes it to something I can't make out, I will have to skip it. I try to catch most comments. But if I can't understand it, I definitely will have to skip it. If you're on the Nobody Show Facebook page, this is a shared video from the Nobody Else's Auto page. If you just want to watch there and hang out, you're fine, but I cannot see those comments. If you want to comment, participate in any auctions, you will need to be on the Nobody Else's Auto Facebook page or the Nobody Show YouTube channel. Jeff from Ottawa's here. Trolls, occasionally we do get some trolls on here. We've got some measures in place to where we've eliminated a lot of that, but we do occasionally still get some on here. You guys do a great job of making sure they know they're not welcome. I'm going to ignore them. You guys do a great job of running them off. Super chats are always great. And we've got our supercharged super chat badge right here and ready to go in case of a super chat. Ads, we are dealing with ads. So occasionally they do pop up. There isn't much we can do about them other than work around them. It is their game. And it's their system. So that's, something we just have to work through. Scott's here with us on Facebook. And as always, when we do auction stuff, we'll go ahead and cover auction stuff right away because we've been doing auctions a little differently. We've just been mixing them in here and there. I'll just reach down and grab something and we'll sell it. We've been doing them throughout the night. Let's get a Hudson badge up and going here too. But auctions, obviously, I'll hold up a piece. We'll look at it. We'll discuss that piece, that particular vehicle. We'll point out any damage. As we're doing that, throw out your bids, get things rolling. We will go 90 seconds once I get done with the description. We'll go 90 seconds. I'll tell you when 30 seconds has passed, when 60 seconds has passed, and then we will announce the winner at 90 seconds. Check, money order, Western Union, PayPal, friends and family. That is all fine. Tractor Mike is here. Yes, I do need to get hold of my stylist this week. There is no doubt about that. So that's one thing that we always got to watch out for. So please bear in mind when we're working with auctions, when I hit the 90 seconds, that's going to be the winner based on what I see. Obviously, you guys sometimes see things differently than I do. So that's something that we just got it there again. It's their system. It's their game. We got to kind of work around it. Matt says hit the like button. I appreciate that. One other thing with auction items. The address thing, guys. I've got one or two out there laying out there right now. No addresses on them. Brett, Big Rig Brett in Reno tonight, checking out the International Auto Museum. Don from Nashville with us here on Facebook. Glad you guys all made it. So, the address situation, basically, the only thing I know what to do at this point, because some of this stuff's been hanging for a while. I don't want to sit here on somebody's money and not be able to ship them. So basically from here on, unless it is somebody that has a box that I keep here for them, several guys, like I see Pete 3 or 4 times a year. I saw him at Meekum this weekend. I took his stuff with me. Kevin Brown, he has family here in Great Bend. He's here 3 or 4 times a year. If it's not somebody like that I keep a box here for and there's no shipping info, I'm just going to refund it. So if you guys get something kicked back on a refund, make sure to see if your address is on there. And if it's not, fire it back through with your address. I'm super busy. The wintertime wasn't quite as busy this week, or now that we're getting into spring and summer, it's getting crazy busy. And what happens is if somebody PayPals me without an address and it sits there, I may get 10 more payments. It's buried on the next page and I don't even think about it. Frank's here with us. So, please bear that in mind, guys. The address thing, yes, I'm sure I can find it. But if I spend enough time, do enough digging, I've probably got most of your addresses somewhere. But you got to remember, I'm shipping dozens of packages a week. So going back and trying to find that takes a ton of time. So please bear that in mind, guys. Ooh, this fly's turning into a pain already. Come here. Get ready for him. On the address situation. How about an Auburn badge instead of using it for an example? So anyway, back to 2 weeks ago. We were at my buddy's place. Hey, there's Michael in Pittsburgh, literally selling stuff off of his walls. Randy's here. Matt just got done battling a fly. Well, I don't know where this one went. He must have saw the fly swatter and skedaddled, but we're ready for him. Like we talked about, that building, that whole lot's for sale. He's thinning some stuff down, and we had a blast just grabbing stuff off the walls and selling it all the way up until we got to the cap gun. And speaking of which, there are some addresses from that night that are still hanging. So please double check that stuff, guys. But here's what they sent me, an hour and a half later. Content that shows someone live streaming while holding, handling, or transporting a firearm isn't allowed on YouTube. Channels not in compliance with this policy may temporarily lose their ability to live stream. Now, it did not create a strike on my account or anything like that. But this was the picture that they sent with it, stating that was what we did wrong. So that's what I know. That's what the explanation was. And that's why they shut us down when they did. So you guys know the whole story now. That's what actually happened. I tried to jump back on. It would not allow me. I know, I am nobody, but didn't matter to them. So I tried to reset everything, go back on, and was best thing to do, Ron, is just call me, because I think I've got your receipt printed. Unless you buy some more stuff tonight. Maybe you buy some more stuff tonight. If you buy some more stuff tonight, fire it through with tonight's stuff. Yeah, that big plastic cap on the end of it, that's probably what tipped it off. So anyway, that's what they did to us. So I shut everything down. I tried to jump back on just to let you guys know that we were still kicking or trying to kick. And there you go, Bill. And they would not let me back on live at that point. I tried for 5 or 10 minutes and it just wasn't going to go. Connie's here with us. I know. I was just thinking of that, Tractor Mike. Oh, that'll shut me down for showing the picture. So I didn't hold it up there very long though. So it's just, I don't know. That's right, Tim. It is their game. There ain't nothing you can do about it. So I was kind of at a loss, really, until, hour and a half later, I got back to the hotel. That's right, Joe. I didn't put my eye out. That's a good point. and then got logged back into YouTube, and that's when the notification popped up as to what had actually happened. So, like I said, it just wanted to give you guys a heads up what really went down. That's right, Dan. Dan from Defiance is here. Big Job back tonight. Glad to see you, Big Job. And that's the nickel tour of what happened as to why we got shut down 2 weeks ago at my buddy's place. We were having a good time. We were rolling right along. Most of that stuff's been shipped. There were a couple of you guys just had one piece that's sitting back there ready for your next package. Waycamp's here with us. But like I said, it was fun while it lasted, I guess. It was something a little bit different. And we were all having a good time. But there again, someone's got to step in and ruin the good time, right? Let's have a Hudson badge anyway. Could have been. May have been him. I don't know. That's right, Randy. All that for a cap gun. So we are now 100% cap gun free. It's kind of what I thought, throwing sparks. That's true, Tim. That's another good way to put it. So anyway, I would think so, Jim, but apparently they didn't like our cap gun. Hey, there's Nate. I was looking for you Friday, Nate. I couldn't find you. So anyhow, onward and upward, right? Lots of things have been happening over the last month. I hope all you guys did catch the video on Tractor Mike's latest addition to his stable. If you guys did not see the video on Tractor Mike's new car and a portion of his toy tractor collection, make sure you check those out. It was fun, John. We were having a blast. That could be true as well, Brian. Because I didn't know what Tom was grabbing next. He just handed it to me and we sold it. So it was a good time. So yeah, so one thing, if you did not catch the video on Tractor Mike's car and part of his toy collection, definitely do that. Super, super excited for him. Hope you guys liked it. I know we definitely better not get slingshots out, Scott. And so it was fun going out. I hadn't been to Tractor Mike's in a while, so it was good to go right out and catch him and do that video. Share that with you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed all that as well. But this last week alone has been pretty bonkers, to say the least. On top of the fact I've just been on a dead run for the last few weeks prior to that as well. Did get some spraying done at the yard. That's always good. Hey, there's Mary. Ken from Michigan's here with us. Glad you guys are all making it back and hadn't forgotten about us. So anyway, another yard tour. We're probably getting close, Greg. Actually, that's a good question. And that's something we need to look into. Let me make some notes on that. You know, we try to do one every 3 to 4 months, you know. But that is a good question, Greg. What is this, June? We did one first of the year. We tried to do one on January 1st. And then we did one, I think we did one in March. So, yeah, that's something to think about, Greg. Sometime, here in the next 2 to 3 weeks, if we get a good day, should probably try to do that. Where are you at? So, good point, Greg. I will kind of start thinking about that. Splat. As far as doing another yard walk. This last 30 days, it's basically I get home, grab what's got to be shipped, get it packaged, get it shipped, and get ready to go again. But that's another good point there, Greg. So I'll mark that down. But anyway, last Sunday I was going to try to get on, and then we ended up having to make a run to Kansas City first thing for Monday morning, and I didn't get everything ready between trying to get ready to go to Kansas City, which actually worked out because last week on Monday in Kansas City, Rocky Mountain Race Week was there. So we got up to Kansas City, got done there, and we actually did get to the track for a couple hours to see a bunch of our friends on Monday afternoon for race week. So that was definitely good to catch up with them, even just for a few hours. Then this weekend obviously was jam-packed. We did go to Tulsa, Mecum, Tulsa. I mentioned to you guys on Toy Tuesday we were going to try to hit that. So it was a crazy weekend. I blew out of here Thursday morning, was gone all day Monday, got back at 9 o'clock Monday night, and I had a guy that wanted to come get an international bed. Well, that international bed was clear out back, and it was lightning, and it was going to get wet. So I got back at 9 o'clock, and Addie and I ran to the yard, got the loader out in the dark, and went out back and got that thing dug out before it got any wetter back there. And then, hey, Randy with the Nut Farms here. And got out of here again Thursday morning. So obviously you guys know what we do when we go to Tulsa. We were going down partially for Mecum. Rocky Mountain Race Week, Mega Week wrapped up in Tulsa on Friday, as well as always, we always have to go see our good friends Doug and Adam Prey at Auburn Cord Duesenberg Company in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. So it was a jam-packed couple of days. We left, when we got here, 8 o'clock Thursday morning, got back at 6 o'clock last night. And actually had another guy sitting here waiting on a cab, so we never even got to the shop. I hit the edge of town, went out, fired the loader up, and loaded this guy up. So, but we blew out at 8 o'clock Thursday morning, Auburn Cord Duesenberg Thursday afternoon, Mecum Friday morning, out to the racetrack late afternoon Friday to catch up with our friends on Rocky Mountain Race Week for a wrap up. Back to Mecum yesterday morning, blew out of Mecum about 2, headed back, and loaded that guy at about 7 o'clock last night, and kept going. So anyway, let's see. Yes, we're going to talk about ACD in just a minute here, Tim. Yeah, the little Mopar short, that was pretty cool. Those are some great cars. Hey, there's the Rusty Okie. Andy's here with us. That's true, Nut Farm. Going after the flies, that could be the next thing they don't like. JP's here with us. Hudson Badge. So anyway, I guess we will start with ACD. Let's see. Let me look at my phone. We did 6 videos at ACD. Not sure about that, Brian. I got my notes too. Let's see. All right, ACD videos that are upcoming. They've got some cars for sale. We did a video on 2 cars that Doug currently has in there for sale. A Glen Prey Speedster, complete run and driving car. I got out of here at 2 this morning, Tim. I got to bed at 3 this morning, so I was dragging a little bit this morning. I can't guarantee you that, but yep, I got out of here at 2. Tom, I got well, as a matter of fact, good. I'm glad you brought that up, Tim. The members video went up last night. The members video went up last night instead of Friday night. The Wi-Fi in the hotel was atrocious. So the regular video, since it was last week's member video, it was no problem to put up, but trying to upload the members video was not going to happen. So I did do that on last night, for which will be next Friday's public video. So anyway, We've got the Auburns that are for sale. They've got like a 31 or 32 sedan and a real deal. Hey, there's Gary. Glen Prey Roadster built right there. Our Speedster, Boattail Speedster, built right in that shop. Been in Tulsa its whole life. Needs a little detail work, a little touch up, but a good driver sitting there ready to go, turn the key, go have fun with it. So we got a video coming on those two cars. They are building another Boattail Speedster 12-cylinder car. And what this video is, it's nothing about the Speedster body, but the entire chassis is completely done. Engine, transmission, differential. So we looked at the entire chassis of a 12-cylinder Auburn Boattail Speedster, completely exposed, how it's set up, how it's configured. It's really a great video. I think you guys are going to like it. And the technology and the design and all that stuff from 90 years ago that they used to build these cars is pretty awesome. So that's a cool video. This next one I think you guys are really gonna dig. They're engines. They're doing a lot of they're doing most of their engines in house. They don't have all the actual machine stuff, machine tools, but they are building the engines in house. A couple of very, very, very special engines in the engine video. I'll give you a quick. I'm going to show you guys something just as a teaser of one of these engines that they are building right now in their shop. There's the timing system on it. There's some cool stuff in that video, guys. Some Auburns they are currently working on. Hey, there's Alec. Steve's here with us. They are doing a salon, a 33 salon that is going to be a knockout car. There is a 35 cabriolet that is just about ready to go back to the customer. We had it on some of the stuff in January. That car is essentially done other than putting the actual convertible top on it. So we get to see some cool stuff on that car that now that it's basically done. So there's some awesome stuff in there. The Glen Prey Speedsters were based on the 3536 Auburn, the turnkey cars. The 3536 Boattail Speedster is what those cars were designed on. However, Glen Prey did make a batch of 31 to 33 style Speedster bodies. Hey, Charles is here with us. They had a couple of them left. They actually have sold one, and they are just finishing that car for the customer. They do have another 31 to 33, I can't remember what year that chassis was, with a Glen Prey Speedster body on it that is ready to build. They can build it. They'll sell you the project. So that's kind of interesting too, a little bit of a different twist on that. And one other video that we did at Auburn Cord Duesenberg that I think is going to shock you a little bit. They are building a Lotus. And we've got a video coming on the Lotus. You say, why are they building a Lotus? Well, it's kind of an interesting story. It's an extremely interesting car. Let's have an Auburn badge while we're talking about all these Auburns. A full competition Lotus factory race car that actually competed in Europe, was shipped to the States in the mid-60s to race over here. But the power plant that was competitive in Europe was not going to be competitive here. So they got a hold of a little guy by the name of Carroll Shelby and had the car repowered with Shelby power. So very, very interesting car there. So we got a video coming on that as well. So it's always a great stop. Of course, I did end up picking some stuff up while I'm there. A couple pieces I think are probably going to be raffle pieces. One or two pieces we may squeeze into an auction, but some really neat stuff. I've got one knockout piece that is for me that we're going to do on a Toy Tuesday that I'm pretty excited about. But I'm thinking thinking there's going to be a couple of pretty good raffle pieces I got out of this stuff. So stay tuned for that. We all love the ACD stuff. At least I do. I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I do. We've done a lot of stuff for those guys over the last 4 or 5 years. Had a lot of fun with them, and it's been great. You know, I've learned a ton. I hope you guys are learning stuff as well, because it is such different stuff that you just don't get the opportunity to learn about. And they're not only is Doug explaining it to us, he's showing it to us. We're looking at it right there firsthand. Hudson Badge. Early 60s. I don't remember what the exact year was, but early 60s. Then obviously we did shoot some content at Meekum. The overall video, which was kind of cool about that, it went up last night for members. If you are in the membership group that gets the videos early, you can check that out. Obviously did a lot of walking around, checked out a lot of cars, spent some time with Jim Wicks. We also got to see Jim Wicks on the block. Now, we didn't get right up in the way of everybody. I kind of shot it from a distance. But I'm glad you enjoy them, Tim. I have a lot of fun doing them. I learned so much, and Doug's knowledge, sharing it, passing on with you guys. It's awesome. So glad you guys are enjoying it. So we get to see Jim Wicks on the block, on the phone with his clients while the cars are going across the block. How did he do? You got to watch the video. But we've got that worked into the main video. There were also, of course, Jim Wicks, the guru on Shelbys and Cobras. They did have a 68 GT500 KR convertible, as well as a Twister. Both cars running no reserve. So we did spend some time with those two cars on a separate video. Jim had actually sourced both those cars for the consignor several years ago. The Shelby GT500, he actually sourced that car for John Atzbaugh back here, he thought around 08. So a lot of history with that particular car, knew a lot of the details about it. And so that is going to be a standalone video. Jim Wicks with the GT500 KR convertible and the Twister. We've done a lot of Twister stuff with Wicks, so we spent more time on the GT500, but it still wanted to touch on the Twister while I was sitting right there beside it. So all that content shot this weekend. That triple black convertible was pretty slick. Yeah, a little 65 Falcon Futura, black on black on black, V8, factory air. It was a sharp little car. So anyway, all that stuff happening this weekend. We ain't sold nothing yet. You guys want to do some auction stuff? We're kind of rolling along here talking about auctions and videos. What? Who's up for buying? You want to add some stuff to your collection? We're going to keep babbling here. We're not going to throw any auction stuff in here. That's what I thought. Everybody ready to go. I have been busy. There is no doubt about that. I'm not very smart, but I have been busy. Let's throw something up here. What do we want to do? This is kind of like the hubcap on the Twister, actually. It looks about the same. I'm sure it's not. But it looks like the caps on the Twister. For our Ford fans, we'll start off with this. What the heck? Why not? It's the first thing I grabbed. Let's start with a cap. And then we'll do a plate, a couple toys, maybe a few grease caps. Twister. The Twister was Kansas City zone only. They were only available through Kansas City. There was a sanctioning body that was a nationwide sanctioning body that ordered the cars initially. They were supposed to be track use cars at various racetracks across the country. The organization that ordered them went defunct. Ford had already built the cars, 96 Mustangs, all in the same color combination, 4 different configurations, 351 4-speed, 351 automatic, 428 4-speed, 428 automatic. There were 24 of each combination built. The cars were sitting there done. The Kansas City zone office said, we will take them. Go ahead, invoice them to Kansas City. They created what is now the legendary Twister Special, and one car was sent to any dealership in, I don't know if every dealership got one, or it was kind of, if you want one, you can have one. I don't know how many Ford dealers there were in the Kansas City zone at that time. But that was how those cars came about. And we've got some more in-depth stuff on some of those other Twister videos, Jeff, if you want to catch those. But that's how they ended up coming into being. Thanks, John. I appreciate it. I'm excited about that Dodge pickup. So if you haven't caught the video on the 77 Dodge, definitely check that one out as well. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Super chat. Supercharged super chat from the Rusty Okie. Boom. Look at that. Supercharged super chat. There goes the hearts, too. Boom. Look at that. The supercharged super chat badge has to come out every time we get a super chat. Thanks to Andy the Rusty Okie. Appreciate that. Forward to the first super chat of the night. All right, let's get to selling some stuff. Wybot needs a supercharger. All right, let's do a Ford cap real quick. Then we'll do a plate, and then we'll kind of keep moving on through some things. Ford cap. This is actually looks just like the ones on the Twisters. The face of it does, at least. This is like a late 60s, early 70s Ford Motor Company cap. It's stamped stainless. You can read the Ford in the back of it. It's in pretty good shape. It's kind of they made different variations of this cap. This is a pretty narrow one. I don't know for sure what it actually came off of originally. But if you walk up and look at a Twister from the side, this is the type of cap they used with a trim ring. Yes, they did not use a styled sport wheel. They used a hubcap and a trim ring on the Twisters, and that was on all of them. So if you see a Twister with Magnum 500 or something on it, that is not how it was built. It came with a hubcap that looked just about like this one. The letters were black. This outside perimeter was black. Mavericks used caps similar to this. They used them on a lot of stuff. So anyway, the first auction piece of the night, pickups even used them. Yeah, they were pretty popular. This one's got a few dings and dents in it, but no serious damage. But not a bad looking piece. Pete at 5, Rusty Okie at 15. Let me give you the dimension on it. It is 10.5, and then we're going to get on the timer. 10.5 in diameter. Let's get this thing rolling. Rusty Okie at 15. And I'm going to look at some license plates. Police cars, too. That's another good point, Brian. Chad's here. 30 seconds gone. 60 seconds left to go. Rusty Okie at 15. Hey, Buick Man made it. One minute gone. 30 seconds left. Getting ready to wind this one down. Rusty Okie at 15. And that does it. Rusty Okie at 15. Let's slide a couple plates in here real quick. We're going to sell these as a pair. Now, these are early, but they're rough. That's why I'm going to sell them as a pair. Some of this stuff we get back, close to 100 years. Sometimes these plates are bringing 30, 40, sometimes $50 a piece. And I know sometimes you guys don't want to put that kind of money into one plate. So I've got a pair here that are a little rougher. So we're going to sell them as a pair. If you want something early, but don't want to spend $50 a piece on them, this might be a good option for you. First one, 1929. Doesn't look terrible, but it is bent up some. You can see it's kind of tweaked around a little bit. Yellow with black letters. On the 1929. Hey, there's Glenn. It is 12 by 5.5 on the 29 plate. And to go with the 29, a 28. The 28 is really fairly straight, but it does have more surface rust on it. Now, these are the bigger plates. This was kind of an off-white. We can see it on the back still with, I think, were blue letters. So there again, 97 years old, got a little surface rust on it. But I thought, we'll run these as a pair for some of you guys that may not want to put 40 or $50 into one early plate. This is 15 by 5.5 on the 28. So, is there any interest in doing these as a pair, as a rougher pair? What do you guys think about selling these? I just thought it was a different option for some of you guys that wanted earlier plates but didn't want to spend big money on some of the earlier plates. So, you guys tell me. I'm not seeing anything on these, so maybe this wasn't a good idea. Maybe we'll just pitch these. Okay, Ron, there we go, Ron. 25. All right, we're live and on the timer. Ron's kicking us off. And let's see. Should we do one more piece? We'll think of something else here before we get back into everything again. C6K here with us. That's true, John. 97 years ago, somebody was putting these on their car. It's crazy to think about. 30 seconds gone. Ron at 25. 1 minute gone, 30 seconds left. That was a solid shot. You may have knocked everybody else out, Ron. And that did it. And sometimes that works. Sometimes throwing a solid bid out right out of the gate just helps take care of everybody else that was thinking about it. That's what Ron did there. Okay. Let's do one more thing real quick and we'll keep moving. How about a Hudson badge first off? Boom, right there. You bet, Glenn. Did you look that car up on that website? I bet you can get that bought. They're not that far off on price on it. I looked at a car at Meekum for Glenn the other day. So, all right. We're going to do a pair of grease caps real quick. Then we're going to get back into the chat. These are more common ones, so I'm going to sell them as a set. First off, the little star. We've done some of these in the past. This one looks pretty darn good. It's not beat up. Got some tarnishment to it, showing some age. Internal threads. We can see the star on the inside of it as well. The little star grease cap is about 2.25 by about 1 3/4 inches. So this is a smaller one. Going along with that, a Chevrolet one. Somebody did repaint the blue in this one, and it's kind of polished to more like a brass look. So a nice shiny gold on the Chevrolet. You can still make out, the blue isn't real clean on here, but you can still make out the Chevrolet letters and the bow tie clearly on the on the cap. The star is from a star. That's what the car was called. It was a star. So these are both more common ones. So I'm going to sell the pair of them. One-shot deal, unless you guys want them separate. If one of you guys want one of them, I'll sell one of them. If not, I set them out here as a pair. Whatever you guys think. Nut Farm at 20. He's ready to go on the pair. All right. Let's get this thing kicked off. Kevin L, 25. We're live on the timer. You're going to get the pair. These are both pretty early because these are small. So these are probably teens still. When you get into some of the bigger ones, some of the stuff that's 3 inches in diameter, that's when you're getting into the 20s, later 20s, early 30s. These ones that are very small on the back are typically the earlier ones. So I bet these are mid to late teens. 30 seconds gone. 60 seconds left to go. Kevin L at 25. So I would put these in the 1915, 16, 18, maybe up to 20, 22 window. But definitely over 100 years. Getting the pair, one shot, Kevin L at 25. One minute gone, 30 seconds left to go. Coming out of the end, it got real quiet after those first couple of bids. Nut Farm at 30. Getting close to the end. I've got Nut Farm at 30. And that got it done. Mary had a 32 at literally 131. Literally by 1 second. I mean, it was that close. Holy cow. Yes, it was, Pete. Nut Farm at 30 by 1 second. Holy cow, that was tight. You know what that means, guys. If Mary wants something now, she knows exactly where she's at. All right, let's get back to the chat for a bit. And we'll get some more auction items up here in a few minutes. Memorabilia stuff, C6. License plates, hubcaps, toys, oil cans, emblems, badges, a few hood ornaments here and there, that type of man cave type miscellaneous memorabilia. We're raffling off this toy, Mark's toy this month, things like that. So anyway, so Meekum, we're there both Friday and Saturday. Had a great time hanging out with Wicks. I think you guys are going to enjoy the videos. And the only thing, we bid on one sign, but it brought way more than what I wanted to put into it. So not really too exciting on that front. But did see Kevin L. He stopped by. Pete stopped by. Always great to see some of you guys when things work out so that we can do that type of stuff. So it a crazy but good weekend. And then out to the track Friday evening, just for the wrap up of race week. Really wasn't much for me to do. I did sponsor the Road Week Awards again, but there again, we got out there, got to see our friends, say hi, and that's what it's all about. Big Al's Garage. Big Al's been on here with us before. He did take home first place in his class. Excited about that. My good friend Jim Dietz and his son Jake Dietz. Jake's got a 4th-gen Camaro, hard-hitting car, runs in the 9s. I think he got second in 10-0. So it was great to see all those guys, and that's what makes that stuff fun. Oh! Look at that! Look at that! Boom! Supercharged super chat from Kevin L. Thanks, Kevin L, for the supercharged super chat. Boom! I still love this emblem. I have fun. I actually like the super chats just playing with the emblem. This thing is so awesome. Thanks, Kevin L, for the super chat. So anyway, it's like any auction. I think that I think overall it was fairly solid, really. I didn't see a lot of stuff that really fell real cheap. I thought some of the better cars probably were probably fairly strong. So it, that 446 pack Roadrunner convertible hammered at $150. It was a great car, but I mean the good stuff was bringing the money. I don't think that there's a lot of. I didn't see a lot of steals there. I thought overall, my general opinion of the overall sale is it was fairly solid. So it. Alec on YouTube, if you throw a super chat up there, the supercharged super chat badge is for the guys that hit me with super chats on YouTube. So you're not seeing it on your end on Facebook. It's just popping up on YouTube. So, hey, there's Balin Wire. Balin Wire stopping by tonight. Glad to see you. I did see a little bit of that too. Tractor Mike posted that the stuff from CTC looked pretty cheap. And somebody posted some of those results on the No Buddies page. Did you do that, Cream City Pete, or somebody threw some of that up? I seen that at like 1:48 this morning, so I don't remember all the details. We do need to jump over on that page though, so maybe we'll go ahead and jump over to the No Buddies page and see what's going on there. But yeah, and I did. Who did do that? Hey, Nate's working on his Chevy pickup. Sweet. Glad to see that coming together, Nate. Tractor Mike posted his Edsel nose. That was a good time bringing that home. Who posted those results? Somebody posted that. I think that, yeah, it was Pete. Yeah, okay. Greg waiting on an original cord hubcap. I got to go through the stuff I got and decide what I'm going to do with it. The stuff I got this weekend. So, old truck guys. Yeah, I knew. Yeah, Pete posted it on the No Buddies page. That's where I saw it. So anyway, yeah, Andy's been throwing a ton of stuff up there. It's been awesome to see all you guys participating in this group. Andy and Zach put this deal together for us. So got to give them complete credit. But it's awesome to see all the participation, you guys posting your projects, keeping up with what's going on. And, it's super cool. So some great stuff on there. Glad that you guys are participating in that. And thanks to Zach and Andy for throwing that together. I didn't look at it hardly at all this week, but I do try to check it at least every few days. And no, I don't comment on a lot of that stuff, but I do like to see what you guys have going on. So anyway, glad to see that all coming along and ticking away. But anyway, that's all. That was my weekend. So kind of crazy to say the least. But it all came together. We had a good time. Got to see a lot of friends, both at Mecum, at Race Week, and of course at Auburn Court Duesenberg. Glad you guys are excited about the new ACD content going to be coming out. The Jim Wick stuff. It's going to be. I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. A lot of cool stuff. A lot of neat stuff we don't get to see very often. So anyway, what else is going on? Something else I'm kind of excited about. If you guys have not hit the subscribe button on YouTube, please do. I'm this far away from 25,000 subs, which I know in the grand scheme of things is nothing. You look at like Derek and some of those guys, 25,000 is a drop in the bucket. But for me, it's a pretty big deal. It's something that, I always dreamt of, maybe possibly in a million years, maybe getting to 25,000 subs, and I'm right there. So it's for me, it's humbling, and I appreciate all your guys' support, all your guys' help in getting me there. And it's kind of crazy to even think that, that what we're doing here is still ticking along and still building. So if you haven't hit that subscribe button, I would sure appreciate it. And I appreciate you telling your friends, bringing them over. You guys are great supporters, and I can't thank you enough for that. But it's weird for me to kind of almost surreal to be sitting here thinking I'm kind of at that threshold, which I understand is still nothing. But for me, it's a big deal. How about a Hudson badge? Balin Wire put his plate on the back of his truck and telling everybody he's a nobody. Awesome, Balin Wire. That's great. Speaking of that, the plates and the mugs that Pappy did for us, if you ordered one and didn't get it, let me know. I think I got everybody done. We brought it up when we were on a month ago, but I think I got it. If you order something and you didn't get it, make sure to get with me so I can get it to you. But I think I got most of them out. So anyway, so Balin Wire is officially sporting his nobody plate. I have not talked to Derek in quite a while. Chad Reynolds with Bang Shift and I are working on some projects, and I know Chad has been in touch with him, but no, I have not talked to him in a while. I'm the Johnny Carson of nobodies. I'll take it. So I will definitely take it. It's like I said, the fact that you guys believe in what we do here, you come back, you tell your friends, you come out for the gathering of the nobodies. You've got T-shirts, license plates. I mean, it's very humbling for me, and I do appreciate the support for sure. So, sweet, John, appreciate that, and congratulations. That's awesome. I definitely appreciate his service. That is awesome. Okay, Matt, I can double check that as well, because I do have a couple things sitting back there that were just a one-piece deal. So I will double check that, Matt. In fact, I'm going to write it on the auction pad to make sure when I'm shipping stuff, I look for it, Matt. Well, so everybody says they want to do it again. So, it's when we get here closer towards the end of the year, 49 Ohio. Okay, perfect. I do think that is out there, Matt. I think that is right. But I got it noted down, so I'll make sure. And I know, Alec, and you guys do a great job, and I really appreciate your guys' word of mouth out there doing it. So, and helping support what we do here. So yeah, almost to that 25,000 number. I'm curious to see when I hit 15,000, I did start seeing things pick up a little more. I'm kind of hoping that once I hit that 25,000, that maybe, YouTube recognizes that as a little bit different level than, to keep things moving along, and hopefully YouTube will push it a little more as well. So, hey, Shopcat's here with us. Yeah, the few things I looked at from CTC that Pete posted, that Cream City Pete posted, you're right. They should have just smashed it and not dealt with it, really. But the gathering of the nobodies, nothing but positive response about doing it again next year. Hopefully, that doesn't happen without the help of several people. Pete puts a ton of work into that deal, managing the email list, managing the email threads, Rico is always out here early. Rico and Jess usually come out a day ahead of time to help set up. There's a lot of pieces to that puzzle to make that thing work, and I appreciate everybody's help. But nothing but positives about doing it again. So maybe we will do a third. It's looking like it. X-Ray Dean here with us. Kenny's ready to come back. Awesome. Still kind of crazy to think it's come to this, but hey, it is, and we're all having fun, and it's still ticking along. So we'll take it. Hold on just a second, guys. I'm going to kick my air on in here. It's a little over 80 in here. Let me cool it down a bit. Luke's ready to come back. I bet so. If Mark's making our food again, I bet Luke is definitely ready to come back. Luke was anybody's buddy that had a plate. That's for sure. So anyway, I am here as of right now, but I will only be here for 2 days before I'm leaving again. But I have to go north this time. North means Nebraska. I am going to try to finally, after trying to get up there for almost 6 months, I am going to try to catch Pioneer Village into this week. I have not talked to Will yet. I'm going to touch base with him tomorrow. We've got 4 cars that we sponsored last year. We've got the money to responsor those. We've got the money to sponsor one more. And Randy with a Nut Farm, he's been doing one on his own. He did pay for that as well. So we will be responsoring the 4 cars from last year. The earliest known Ford and the second earliest known Cadillac, I think. Or maybe vice versa. I don't know. Both designed by Henry Ford. Both those cars are sponsored by the No Buddies, as well as the Henry J and the Allstate, both sponsored by the No Buddies. We have one more to pick. If you guys have some ideas, that is great. I may pick out a hand. I don't know for sure when I'm going to be there. If I get there and I'm going to stay one night, maybe we'll post something on the No Buddies page. And have a survey, maybe I pick out 3 or 4 cars. We throw up a quick survey. I don't know how my timing is going to work. So I will need to try to figure out how we're going to do that. But I will try to narrow it down to 3 or 4 or 5 cars and maybe try to get a survey up on the No Buddies page or something. Maybe we'll do a short live from there and show the cars, or maybe I'll throw a quick video together, throw it up, and then check your comments. Maybe we'll do that. I don't know. It's going to depend on how much time I have and what I can make work. So Thursday, Friday-ish, please keep in mind, guys, be watching for possibly something from Pioneer Village on our 5th car sponsorship. Now, this is awesome because this is you guys doing this. This is your auction purchases, rounding up $3, $4, $5, $10. And then we just keep tabs on that to keep sponsoring these cars at the Pioneer Village in Minden, Nebraska. Glenn donated a box of toys. We sold all those off for Pioneer Village. So it's awesome, guys. And we'll get this one done, and then we'll see if you guys want to keep doing it for next year. Matt works 312s. Can only take 1 week at a time. We can get the coverage for a couple extra days, might try some of that Flatlanders and brisket. That'd be great, Matt. It'd be awesome. Who did you say earlier had some of your project cars? Oh, roadkill.com. Buzz has some stuff on roadkill.com on his website. So yeah, and that's something else to think about, Pete. Maybe we need to nail this down like in November and just pick the date in November. We've done end of April. There's been a few comments about first part of June. So maybe, and Pete will help me remember this. In November, we'll maybe see what you guys think. Do we want to stick into April or first part of June right after school gets out better for everybody? We'll just have to kind of play that by ear and see. But I think that's a good idea. We just need to nail a date maybe in November so everybody has time to plan for it. Coppermill Steakhouse in Kearney. Okay. I am going to try to go to Kearney as well. I'm going to screenshot that actually, because there is something I want to get to in Kearney as well. I'm hoping to get this all worked in this run. There is a museum in Kearney, a car museum in Kearney, Nebraska. They have several of James Hetfield's cars on display right now, including Slow Burn, which is a Glenn Prey car. The Voodoo Priest is there, which is an amazing car. So I'm trying to work all this into this run based on the other stuff I need to do, try to get to the Kearney Museum when it's open, spend some time at Pioneer Village. That's why I don't know exactly what it's going to entail at this point, but we're trying to get all that stuff worked out and to make this all work. So stay tuned Thursday and Friday, and I will try to keep you guys posted as to how things are going. Brett's at Twin Peaks in Reno right now. I Never Eat Here's back. Glad you're here tonight. Blueprint Engines Tours. They crank out 80 engines per day. Holy cow. Yes, I did see that tractor, Mike. The Hemi is back in Dodge pickups. A lot of things have happened in the last 6 months since Tavares is out. I obviously don't know anything about the upper hierarchy of Chrysler anymore. I've been gone for a long, long time. But a lot of things have changed since Stellantis got rid of Tavares as CEO. A lot of things changing. A lot of things changing fast. So anyway, what about how about this? Let's sell another cap. This is kind of rough, and I did repaint this one just because sometimes it's kind of fun to do. It's kind of banged. Well, this is another. Well, I don't know if we need to do another Ford cap, do we? Yeah, what the heck? We'll do it. It's another Ford cap, but we'll do it anyway. This is late 40s, old stainless, banged up. Hey, old school's back. And I did repaint. A lot of these I don't repaint. This one I kind of like, I felt like painting one because I hadn't done the letters in one. So I went ahead and did this one. The new Hemi badge and the reason behind it. I'll have to check that out, Randy. I had not heard anything about that. All right, let's sell this Ford cap. It's banged up. It's been used. It's been abused. I did repaint this one just because I hadn't painted the letters in one in a while. Thought it looked kind of cool. It's got a little bullet hole in the side of it or something. I don't know what that was for. Maybe drainage. I don't know where they were going with that. So do we still have Ford fans left on here? I didn't even think about we did a Ford cap last time until I grabbed it and already said we were doing another Ford cap. So made you think of Super Bees. Nothing wrong with that. So this is a late 40s era. Like I said, I did repaint the lettering in it. Be a good candy dish, yeah. About 9 3/4 in diameter on this Ford cap. Like I said, it's just a wall hanger. It's got some battle scars. See the Ford stamped in the back. And you can use it as a candy dish, as Chad would say. So let's get going. Who's going to start us off on this Ford cap? Where are we at on this Ford cap? Sounds good, Tim. Appreciate you being here. Or maybe nobody wants the Ford cap. I painted it. I can throw it on my wall. Kevin at 5. Tony 10. Rusty Okie 7. Battle scars make a character. And when you're looking at wall hangers, that is kind of what it boils down to. Is you know, it's still got the look, but you know it's legit. You know it's not something they made in China and shipped over here. Tony at 10 is our current high bidder. $30 seconds gone. 60 seconds left to go. Tony and Dean at both at 10, but I had Tony first. Oh, guess what I just found, guys? Dean 11. One minute gone. 30 seconds left to go. Dean at 11. That's right, John. You know it is the real deal when they're kind of banged up. Ticking away on this one, Dean at 11. Getting ready to wrap it up. Kevin, 17. And that does it. Kevin Brown at 17. Tony at 18. It was too late. Oh, also, guys, we are into June. So anything prior to May, if you have anything hanging from March or April, get with me because it will be going back into the auction boxes if it's not paid for from March or April. Even if it's pickup stuff or whatever, just let me know, because that way I can halfway kind of keep some of this stuff straight. So if you've got stuff hanging from pre-May, and there are still a few things out there hanging from pre-May, please get with me so we can get that straightened out and squared up and get it on the way to you. Toys. Anybody want to do toys? We haven't done any toys in a little while. I've got a box ready for you whenever you need to get it to me, Big Job. There it is. You do have a handful of stuff back there. So these are these Matchbox? Yes, these are Matchbox. We'll do them as a pair. The first one is a Matchbox Rolls Royce. It's a little bit bigger than a regular Hot Wheel. It is actually about 3 5/8 long. So a little over 3.5 inches long on the little Rolls Royce Matchbox. So it's bigger than a Hot Wheels size car, but it is a Matchbox brand. I'm not sure. Somebody explained it earlier, but I didn't catch it. So the Rolls Royce and a Big Rig BP Matchbox service station wrecker. This thing is cool. I'm just not a Matchbox guy. I should be keeping this, but I'm not a Matchbox guy, so I'm going to sell it to you. This thing is neat. It's big. It is missing one tire over here. It is the Matchbox Series King size. It is almost 4 inches on this one. So, like I said, these are neat. I'm just not a Matchbox guy. You're getting the pair. Nut Farm starting us at 20. You're going to get them both. And let's get the timer kicked off. And we're live. Nut Farm at 20 on the pair. Just past that 30-second mark, just under 60 seconds left to go. Nut Farm at 20 and nothing happening. Nut Farm at 20, Dean at 7 as soon as I held them up, and then nothing but crickets. The gray one is a Rolls Royce. 1 minute gone, 30 seconds left to go. And these are bigger series, what they call them. King size. Nut Farm at 20. We're getting close to the end. And that does it. Nut Farm at 20. Yeah, Jeff, we do have a promo for tonight. Just had a lot of other stuff to talk about. Randy had a 21 and it was too late. Yep, just so much stuff going on. We just haven't quite got that far yet, Jeff. All right, let's do one more thing real quick before we get back into the normal routine. I forgot this was here. I thought I started moving stuff around. I threw it in the box when I got back, and I forgot about it. No idea if it works. It's selling as is. You see what you get's what you see. On the Bat Phone. Who remembers this? Before we were so rudely shut down. My buddy Tom's like, here, take it. They still want it. Take it. See if anybody wants it. The Bat Phone that we were doing before we got shut down. There goes the hearts. All right. Lots of hearts on the Bat Phone. It's got all the buttons. It's got a ringer on, off. I don't know what all this stuff is. You know, nobody even uses one of these things anymore. The Bat Phone is almost 10 inches long. It has a cord. You can plug it in if anybody even still has a phone jack anymore. So this is a novelty piece. It is a toy. It is a collector's item. If you're a Batman fan. Is there anybody that was excited about this or not before we got shut down? Tom said throw it in, make sure, take it, rerun it, see if anybody wants it. That's right, Dean. So you guys tell me. If not, we can put it back away. It's not a problem. It doesn't matter. We were just getting started on it when we were so rudely interrupted a couple weeks ago. So I thought we would throw it out there. Big Job at 20. Okay. If you guys like it, we'll go with it. Big Job at 20. Let's go ahead and write it up and get to ticking away. But yes, Jeff, we've got a promo. We've got a badge. We've got a sales brochure. We've got a cap. We've got story time. We've got to talk about the raffle. We've got it already. 30 seconds gone. They probably don't know what an actual phone is, do they, Big Job? You have to explain that part to them. One minute gone. 30 seconds left to go. That's right, Nut Farm. That's exactly right. Yeah, no kidding. You're going to have trouble finding apps on here. And that wraps it up. Big going to Big Job's grandkids for 20. Okay, let's keep moving on here. Working our way through the normal routine. We'll get some more stuff up here shortly. Still got a lot of cool stuff laying here to do. Working our way through the Chevy promos. We've got badges. The badge tonight is amazing. Whoo, boy. But before I get too far into that, I want to talk about the raffle, because the raffle obviously didn't happen in May because we weren't on for like May. So what I think we'll do, we still have this Marks original paint Fire Chief car in this month's raffle. This thing is a knockout piece. It's not a big piece, but the condition is obviously second to none. No box, but that's the only flaw in this is it doesn't have the box. It is 7.5 long. So it is a smaller piece, but amazing condition-wise. So I think what we'll do, let me look at the calendar. Today is the 8th. So we'll give this away the 22nd and then start July's raffle a week early. How's that sound, guys? So we'll go 2 more weeks on this till June 22nd, and then we'll start July's raffle that night and go through July on it. So this is what we're going to do. And who is in? We've only got a couple packets because we just haven't been here, guys. Thanks, Kenny. Tim B, Randy with a Nut Farm, Austin McCoy, Tony Napoli, Austin McCoy, and Ron Levesque. That's who I've got in as of right now from the first few weeks when we did it. And those names are in the can. So we will shoot for the 22nd to give that away and then start on the July raffle a little bit early and roll with that. So, yeah, nobody was going to bid against you, Big Job. When you put that up there, I should have just killed the timer and just been done with it. But that's okay. It's all in good fun and obviously going to a good home. You're just going to have trouble explaining to them how the apps work. So we'll shoot for 2 weeks from tonight, giving away this month's raffle, and then start the new one at that point. So, badge, brochure, cap, promo model, story time. Let's keep boogieing through some of this stuff. Let's just do the promo while it's right here and I'm staring at it. Still working through Chevrolets, believe it or not. Yeah, we're still good, Matt. We're kind of in the middle of some of these Chevys. I'm doing a few of the more plain ones here. And then we're going to kind of ramp back up. We kind of went up with that 59 Nomad wagon, the 70 Chevelle Super Sport. I've got a few more mid-range ones, not quite as exciting. We're going to work those in. And then we're going to get back into some Impalas, some knockout Corvettes. Just some really, really special promos coming up. But tonight's promo, this is the last little Monza that we've got. This one from 1978 in a metallic brown. There again, these cars continue to gain traction. You know, I still get some calls for the bits and pieces from these. The cars are impossible to find. The guys that are building them, they make good race cars. There just isn't much out there to get. This one, obviously, just like all the rest of these Chevy promos, condition is second to none. No chips, brakes, original paint, original tires, wheels, no scuffs, no damage. As with all these, the bottom one piece of molded plastic showing some detail. There again, showing the catalytic converter. Had to show that on there at that point in 1978. But a nice little piece. So like I said, we kind of crescendoed up with some of the other stuff. We're kind of leveling out. We'll get a few more of these more plain ones in. And we've got some knockout stuff coming. This Monza is an actual 2+2. And you can see it where it is actually cast into the fender. This one, I believe, was painted. When we look at the metallic finish to match the color of the car, and then we compare that to the bottom side, you can kind of see it a little bit right here versus here, that this was cast in a slightly different colored brown. The interior does match the bottom of the car, and then the body was painted to match the factory brown that was available with a metallic that year on the Monza. So kind of a cool piece. Glad you like it, Jeff. Glad Kevin and Pete like it too. Like I said, we're kind of keep working our way through these Chevrolets. A lot of amazing stuff to come out of that Chevy dealer promo auction that Dad and I went to shoot last September now. So it's well, all of a sudden I think Monzas are kind of cool. They're not terrible little cars. You know, the Monza, the Skyhawk, the Sunfire, and the Starfire. They weren't terrible little cars. They were just economy cars at the time. Sunbird, that's right. Sunbird, not Sunfire. Yeah, you're right, Tony. Sunbird. Sunbird and Starfire. That's what got me confused. Sunbird, Starfire, Monza, and Skyhawk. That's what they were. You're right, Big Job. There were a ton of them, but you don't ever see them anymore. Okay. Let's catch a cap. Going back to a grease cap, a very unique grease cap, actually. From Oakland. This is kind of an interesting one. And not only is it just Oakland, it is Oakland from up north. Oakland from Canada. Don't know much about this grease cap. The hex part of it was actually back here. It kept the full round perimeter, other than where this one's been whammied and dropped, and put the hex head behind it. This actually has, there is a Monza in the salvage yard where I go to. Yep, I got a few bits and pieces off of it last time I was there. So you can see this has like a cap around the outside edge, keeping this outside perimeter round and keeping the hex hidden back here. We can see the Oakland stamping inside of the cap. Internal threads, of course, like all these are. And this one, very unique. I don't know that I've ever even seen one that says Oakland, Canada. But I thought it was cool. It is a little bit bigger, probably late 20s. 4.5 in diameter on this particular one. So, kind of a cool cap. Something definitely different. Nut Farm's excited about it. I kind of was too. I don't think I'd ever seen it before. But if you're excited about that, wait till we get into the badge. Blue metallic finishes are clear metallic shot over the plastic mold in a color close. Yeah, but on most of these, there's actually a difference in the color. I mean, you guys probably can't see it on your end, but if you look at the brown here versus the brown here, it's definitely not just a clear. This particular one was painted. They could have done that on some of them, Jeff. This one I'm almost positive had to have been painted to see this much difference in color. And like I said, it may be not coming through clear on your guys' end either. Hey, there's Mark Kirk. Glad you made it back, Mark. Now, Mark, you timed it just perfect, buddy, because we're just getting ready to get to the emblem, and you're going to like it. I'm pretty sure you're going to like it. Yeah, it is. It's definitely golder or lighter up into the painted body. Oakland. Oakland was the company. It was the sister car to Pontiac, Alec. All right, now that Mark's here, we can do the badge, right? And you guys, this thing, I was like, whoa, man, this thing is awesome. You guys all ready? Yes, it's in the box. Ornament and retainer. The box is 4 by about 3.5 to give you an idea on size. The hearts are already flowing. Alec is excited. The hearts are going like a river over here as we open this thing up. The hearts are still going. Look at this. Is that not good? Look at the colors, the shine, the depth. The hearts are still flowing. Oh yeah, it. Wow, the comments are rolling as fast as the hearts are. This thing is a knockout. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I actually was going to sell it till I looked at it and I was like, that thing is so awesome. I mean, it's as good as it gets. They're still hearts are still going. Lots of numbers being thrown at, nowhere near that I would even consider accepting for it. But you guys are trying. I'll give you credit for that. The hearts are still going. Holy cow. They're still pouring out there. It is 50s. What it actually was for is, you guys remember the 53 Ranch wagon that I got last year? The one that we pulled out of the building that just had all the dander on it from all the pigeons and everything. Yeah, I figured some of you guys remember that. This came from the same place. I think this is a tailgate emblem for that car. So I think it's 52, 53, 54 Ranch Wagon tailgate. I have not checked the numbers. It is studs on the back. You can see the back of the plastic. Nut Farm was almost ready to buy a Ford just to have something to put it on. But it's a beauty. Alan, I don't know, is this on these earlier numbers? Can you tell if this is 52, 3, or 4 like you could on the later ones? Alan is a Ford parts dude. I know he knows this stuff cold, but I don't know these. I know, like in the 60s, you could tell what year it was. I don't know if this number will tell you if it started in 52 or if it's just 53 or anything like that, like you could on the later Ford stuff. So I don't know if that does you any good or not, Alan. But it's good. It is a beauty. The Ranch Wagon tailgate emblem. It would make a heck of a belt buckle, but you'd be afraid to wear it because you'd scuff it and scratch it. There goes the hearts again. Yeah, it is definitely tailgate. Okay, so I knew on these earlier Ford numbers, I know they're not near as clear as the later ones. So, but I don't know. I mean, he had it for the 53. I don't know if it was 2, 3, and 4 were all the same. They were basically the same body, but I don't know if they all use the same trim. But man, it's a beautiful piece. Absolutely beautiful piece. The actual emblem itself is 3 5/8 tall and 3 3/8 wide. So just over 3.5 by 3 3/8. Glenn would almost put it on his C10. So quite a piece. I told you guys it was cool. When I pulled it out of the box, I was like, that is absolutely stunning. Yeah, it's pretty good, John. There's no doubt about it. So there we have it for the badge tonight and the cap. The Oakland from Canada. Mark's out there at $100.50. I don't even think I'd sell it for $100.50. On the Ford tailgate badge. All right, I'm going to wrap it back up. Mark's out there swinging. I'll give him credit, but I don't even know that I want to sell it for that. But this is how it was actually in the box. That's true, Big Job. Very true. And she's all tucked back away in her home. There could be some truth to that, too, Tractor Mike. I'm sure you got good stuff, John. But that is a pretty amazing piece. It really is. We all need a Hudson badge after that, right? Who wants to buy something? Now we'll kind of come back down after that. How about we'll do some international emblems? We'll sell you a couple emblems. It just won't be that one. We'll even do a pair. International. This is 70s era, I think. It's got a little pitting in it. It is a nice emblem, though. 8 inches by 1.25 inches. It is flat, stud mount, or pretty flat. Got a slight bow to it. And an International 1010 automatic. So this would have been early 70s era pickup. The studs are broken on this particular piece. It is 4 by 1.75 inches, or 1 5/8 inches. 4 by 1 5/8 inches. So we'll do a few international emblems. Grab another plate or cap here. Another cap. All right. We'll do the international emblems. What do you guys think on these? You get them written up here. Ron at 10 on the 1010 badge. Tony at 20. Waycamp 15. I've got Tony at 20. 30 seconds gone. 60 seconds left to go. You're in good shape on that one, Mark. Tony at 20. One minute gone. 30 seconds left to go. Coming out of the end. Tony at 20. And we'll add those to Tony's pile. All right, let's do another cap. This one I actually did find in my buddy's yard when I was down there last time. So this next cap, Pontiac piece, did actually come from my buddy's yard that I visit that we recently lost. So let's do a Pontiac cap out of there next, and then maybe we'll catch a plate. This is mid-70s, 75, 76 era. Does have the arrowhead in it. Whammied a little bit down here. I think this is an aluminum cap. See the arrowhead stamped in the back of it. This particular cap is 10 3/4, just a hair larger than a lot of these dog dish caps are. This one, I think that there's an emblem like that on eBay that's cracked and distorted. So this one, hey Mary, glad you were here tonight for a while. Obviously the arrowhead should be red. Tony, 15. I don't know. I bet these rings were probably originally black, but this is off of like a 75 Ventura out of my buddy's yard where we bring you the content from. So anyway, let's get this one boogieing. Tony starting us at 15. Being a Pontiac cap, I figured Tony might be in on this one right out of the gate. $30 seconds gone. 60 seconds left to go. We got a fun story time coming up tonight, too. And a great sales brochure. One minute gone. 30 seconds left to go. Kevin at 17. That's actually true, Big Job. There is some truth to that statement. Kevin at 17. We're coming down to the end of this one. Tony at 20. And that does it. Tony got that 20 in there at about 128. Just perfect. Mark's getting a lot of ads. I haven't had too many comments about the ads tonight. So I wonder what the deal is there with you, Mark. Okay, let's we got sales brochure, story time, some cool stuff coming up yet. Well, you do now, Tony. Or let's just do this plate real quick. Let's squeeze one more plate in here. What the heck? It's laying here. Either I got to put it back down or I got to sell it. So we're going to go up north. And this thing, the condition on this thing just really surprises me. Straight out of the Rust Belt, 70 years old, and this kind of shine. You know, I wonder if this even, it was bent. I wonder if it was bent and never used because it doesn't look like it's ever been screwed on anything. I don't actually see screw hole damage on this, and the shine is crazy. Illinois, 1955. Look at the shine on this thing. This thing is 70 years old. Kind of a dark blue with orange letters. I don't know that this thing was ever used. It was bent right here. You can see that line right here. But when I look at the actual holes, I don't really see a lot of like it was screwed on. Ron kicking it off at 30. There goes the hearts. This thing is, this thing is 70 years old. Out of Illinois, the Rust Belt. And look at the shine. All I did was wash it with soap and water. Glad you like it, Martha. The days of the mob in Illinois, yep. So, yeah, this thing is great. We give you some dimensions on it. Then we're going to hit. Let's just hit the timer. Let's get the timer going, and we'll give you the dimensions. We got Ron at 30. Yeah, I don't think it's been used. 12.5 by 5.5. 12.5, 5.5. 1955, Illinois. The new ones don't even look that good. That's true. But just amazing condition. $30 seconds gone. 60 seconds left to go. Ron putting a pretty heavy shot out there right out of the gate, but the condition on this tag easily justifies it. And there's the 1 minute mark. Big job, 32. 30 seconds left to go. Big job at 32. This is a single, Martha. This is one plate. This is not the set. Mark, 38. Coming down to the end, ticking away here. Ron at 40. Just about ready to wrap it up. Any last second bids? And that does it. Ron at 40. Mark came back with a 41, but it came in at 132. Ron at 40 is who we had at the 130 mark. That was a good piece. Yep, that happens. I never eat here, but yeah, sometimes you get it. Sometimes we do this every week, so we come up with all. But you never know what it's going to be every week. Depends on what I come up with. So, but it was a good piece. Sales brochure and story time. How about we do some Buicks tonight, guys? Story time or brochure first? What do you guys want to do? Yeah, I figured that's what happened to you, Martha. I figured it corrected you. Flip a coin. It don't matter to me. I got them both laying right here. Story time, the Steve Show. Okay. Let's do story time. It's an interesting story time tonight, guys. On a 1973 Buick LeSabre. Now, what's somewhat interesting about this, I'm going to show you right out of the gate where this car came from. See where Dad bought this car at? Oh, look at that. Look at that. Came from nobody's. Andy hitting us again with another supercharged super chat. Can't get enough of the supercharged badge. Boom. Just like that. Supercharged super chats. Thanks, Andy. Appreciate it. Glad you were here. Thanks for the super chats. This is a fun badge. Having a great time with the guys. Thanks for being here tonight, Andy. Sure appreciate everything you do for us. Now, I've actually got a picture of this, the way it looked when Dad bought it, although we can't see it very well because it's in the shop. It's a very dark picture. But that's what it looked like to start with, if you guys can see it. And here's where it ended up. So how do we get through that? How do we get there? Let's see. It's been a couple weeks since I looked at all this paperwork. I had all this ready a few weeks ago, so I kind of starting from scratch here. Bear with me for a second, guys. The reason that part of the reason Dad bought this car, yeah, here we go. I was trying to see if there was a ticket from when he bought it wrecked, because that's the file. Okay, there's not a ticket from when he bought it wrecked. Obviously, needed a complete front end. Put a used front end assembly on it. Used left front fender, used windshield, used front bumper, park light, fan shroud, paint, pack wheel bearings, side moldings, charge AC, R&R AC clutch, R&R fan and clutch. So this one was basically just the front end and then some basic maintenance. The tickets that he's got on this, fan shroud, paint, and some of the little pieces that, we had to get. So basically, I think what happens when he bought the car, he probably got a front clip with it the way it looked, because there's no separate ticket for the front clip. However, the paint, one quart, $8.90 plus tax, $9.17. $9 for a quart of paint. Now, what's interesting about this particular car, and the reason that Dad bought it and rebuilt it, was this car was sold new at the Buick dealership where he worked. So he got all the original paperwork on this 73 LeSabre. Now, who knows where the car ended up at now? But we found a few of these in the past where he had all of this paperwork. And this goes all the way back. Hey, there's Billy Bowman. Okay. Starting with the retail sales order. So this is when they ordered it. We also have the dealer copy. No, this is a different car. That was a two-door. So that's not for that particular car. We do have the window sticker for the 1973 Buick LeSabre 4-door hardtop. We have the PDI inspection sheet from when the car was checked in new. When did it get here? January 25th of 73. So actually this retail order, they didn't order it. This was dated with the sales receipt because we have the sales receipt for 50, was it 53? 53/21/04. So window sticker was 51/24/05. And we see what they did is they added, if we look right over, it's hard to get my fingers to work here. Right here, they added a vinyl top for $99. So the vinyl top, which we see on the car here, with tax, made the car 53/21/04. They traded in a 1969 El Camino. On this new LeSabre. Now, as with, we've seen these before, where, you know, you go in now, they punch your name in the computer and all your history pops up. Back then, we've looked at these before, it was all on these index cards. Every time a car came in, they had to pull these and physically, manually type all the information on these cards. That's what I thought was cool about it. Big job. That's where Dad bought it, and then we ended up with nobody. So, the 5100 is the selling price. The selling price was 53/21/04. The window sticker was 51/24, but the vinyl top was $99, then $87.99 in sales tax. The trade-in on the El Camino was $2,300. They allowed them $2,300 trade-in on the El Camino. Of course, that was only a 4-year-old car at the time. So all that history, you know, Dad fixed the car and sold it. Who knows where it's, you know, it ended up now. I'm sure it's long gone. Yep, that's probably true, Chad. Some places probably still are using them. But one other thing I did want to look at, or did want to share with you guys, was a tune-up receipt that was in the file. I'll fold this so you can kind of see what we're looking at here. There's a bunch of stuff on here. I want to get it to where, okay. Plug wires, plugs, tune-up kit from the J.C. Penney Automotive Department. How big are those cards? Well, we'll find out here real quick. And kind of get this stuff all shuffled back together here. Back in the file. And these index cards that they used for this information are 8 5x8s. These heavy cards are 5x8. So Dad put the front clip on it, packed the wheel bearings, did the basics on it, and then sold it to a friend of ours. Okay, let's see. It looks like by the time it was all said and done, the car was $221.30, which sounds like an odd number, but Dad didn't have a dealer's license, so he probably had sales tax on that when he bought it. So it was $221.30 plus the front nose, the left fender, a windshield, a front bumper, fan shroud, paint, and of course, pack wheel bearings is just grease. So it looks like all said and done, he had $1,056.45 in it. And sold it for, he got a trade in of another Buick on it for $1,825 and less $250 trade in for, I think, a 62 Buick. So there again, you figure he got another car to flip and made $500. You know, you think in today's world, I mean, replace an entire front clip, you know, painting it, putting a windshield in, AC clutch, charging the AC, you know, painting, you know, prepping and painting the other sheet metal. You know, you think $500, that's a lot of work for $500. But in that time, you know, I think on the line, he was making $5 or $6 an hour turning wrenches. So, did you see the new? Oh, I did not see that. I missed that. Dad just pointed something out we need to show you. The prep sheet, January 25th of 73. See the initials? SRE. So Dad prepped this car when it came in. So I didn't even see that. Dad just made that comment on Facebook. So he actually prepped this car when it came in brand new in January of 73. So, yep, never eat here. I've got a 70 Chevy pickup that's got JCPenney aftermarket air in it. It says JCPenney, right? I got a big sticker under the hood that says JCPenney air. So, kind of an interesting story. Like I said, who knows what happened to the car now? That was in 81, April of 81. So the car probably doesn't even exist anymore. And, but kind of cool to go back and look at the story and study that stuff and learn more about it. So it's been a lot of fun. You guys have loved that segment, and we've been having a lot of fun with it. I'm glad you guys are still enjoying it. Still got a long ways to go with those. A lot of cool stuff that Dad flipped over the years. But, you know, $500 profit back in 81, you know, that was pretty much, you know, over a week's wages, I bet. You know, I don't know what, you know, what guys were making on the line in 81, but it, you know, $500 is pretty decent money back then. So that, there again, it's a lot of work. I mean, you think tearing the whole front clip apart, parts were probably a different color, probably ought to be jammed out, put back together, painted. It was a lot of hours, but back then, $500 was a pretty darn good profit at that point. Chad says about $1,800 a day. So yeah, a couple $1,000 for a couple weeks, a couple of couple of weeks of evenings worth of work probably. So yeah, no kidding. It very well could have Big Job. I'm not sure. Yeah, Jay. I mean, like I said, I know that one Chevy pickup has J.C. Penney air. I think a lot of J.C. Penney's. I know our J.C. Penney's. I very vaguely remember it. I don't remember it well, but I do remember our J.C. Penney's still having the auto repair facility when I was a little kid. So, yeah, it was not uncommon for Penney's to have an auto shop. So, brochure, sell a couple more things, do some classified ads, and see what you guys think. Nut Farm remembers his dad getting tires at Penny's, yeah. Sears 68 model SP 200 lawnmower. Yeah, time for, I don't even know if I got any. I may be out. Oh, I got some. Oh, I got some of these butterscotch too. Holy cow. I got all kinds of good stuff. Oh, wow. It just fell out. Okay. It's a good idea, Pete. I thought I was out. I'm excited now. I forgot I had lemon drops. All right, let's sell something. Let's get into the brochure. Let's do a pair of grease caps and a set of plates, and then we'll do the brochure, and then we'll see where we're at on time. How's that sound, guys? We're doing another pair of grease caps because they're kind of more common ones. Ford. This is like an old Model T one. This is not a hard one to find. However, what's great about it is it's got nice, clear font. This is smaller, so it's probably teens. 2 1/4 across the back. It's small. Internal threads on the little Ford Model T grease cap. Going with that, an Overland. This is a little bit different, but these are not extremely difficult to find. The hex is out here on the front. This is a little bit bigger. You can see the Model T one will fit right inside of it. 3 inches in diameter, internal threads. You can see the Overland stamped in the back of it. And the hex part around here. Hey, there's Martin. So, we'll do these as a pair as well, unless somebody wants a single. But since these are kind of fairly common ones, I thought we'd throw them up together. Gary at 12. You're going to get both of them, one bid, and here we go on the timer. Waycamp, 15. $30 seconds gone. 60 seconds left to go. Coming up on that 1 minute mark. Waycamp at 15 on the pair. One minute gone, 30 seconds left to go. Nut Farm's thinking. About ready to wrap it up. And that does it. Way Camp at 15. Matt has 16 hiding in there, but it didn't come in time. All right, let's do some plates real quick, and then we'll get to the brochure, then we'll see where we're at. You're going to get a 3-for on this deal. Yes, 3-for-1. They are D tags. 144N from 79, 144N from 80, and 144N from 81. All three one-shot deal. Green, blue, green. All same numbers, been together for years, staying together, heading to one of your guys' collections. Now, the 79, it's like they used too much white paint on the 79. And they kind of like almost blurred some of the letters together. Gary at 12. That's right, Kenny. It is a plate bundle. The 80 and 81 are actually more crisp than the 79, but they're all in good shape. They've all got good color. One interesting thing, Martin 14. 79 still shows the plate, the state cutout in the corner, stamped in there, and it is stamped in the metal. It's not just paint. But 80 and 81, they didn't. So 79 was the last year for that. Gary, 17. All for one shot. Let's get him on the timer, and away we go. Tony, 20. Gary, 21 as we hit the 30-second mark. 60 seconds left to go. Martin, 22. And there's 1 minute, 30 seconds left to go. Martin at 22. Yeah, it does kind of look like California plate, doesn't it, Kenny? Austin, 25. I bet there's a 30 hiding out there. I bet there's a 30 out there somewhere. We're going to find out here in just a few seconds. Austin at 25. There it is. Ron at 30. Austin at 30. I had Ron first. Austin 31, and Austin got it in at the 130 mark. Holy cow. Big job, 33. Austin at 31 at 130, but he got it in, and that was it. That one got interesting. Whew, we need a Hudson badge after that one, don't we, guys? Yeah, woke Austin right up. All right, guys, let's catch a brochure, and then we'll see if we want to feel like doing some classifieds ads out of an old hot rod. There again, our brochure situation obviously just changed dramatically. We have the amazing knockout collection of brochures that I got from our good friend Carrie that, we did them on Toy Tuesday, the day I picked them up. And every time I open a box, guys, it is more and more and more better stuff. And this stuff is art. The talent that created this stuff back in the day, it's insane. If you missed that Toy Tuesday, we went an hour and didn't even scratch the tip of the iceberg in an hour of what we've got coming. It's almost difficult to even pick a brochure anymore because there is so much of it. Hundreds, if not into the thousands of brochures. So how do you pick one? I don't know. But this one I thought was pretty good. Sticking with the Buick motif, Buick looks fine for $49. And yes, in case you're wondering, that is the Rain Man car. As a matter of fact, believe it or not, last week on Saturday night when I was trying to get stuff ready, I did work on this last Saturday night, and I went and got a brochure. I went and got the promo. I got this stuff over here. And shortly after, I started getting stuff lined out, was going to get to work on it. I had eBay to work on. I had multiple things to work on Saturday night. And I've got two monitors here, so sometimes I'll bring something up to watch on one monitor while I'm working on the other monitor. And I had YouTube up, and believe it or not, Rain Man popped up. I was like, well, I literally just pulled the 49 Buick brochure out. I guess we're just going to watch Rain Man. I honestly don't think I've ever watched the entire movie all the way through until last Saturday. I've seen most of it in bits and pieces, but, it's just kind of ironic that happened to pop up. And that's right, Big Job. You'll never see this kind of artwork again. So let's fold this one open. Extra room, extra room, extra view, and Dynaflow 2. That's right, my main man, Ray. Oh, hang on there, X-Ray Dean. It gets better. And that's right. They cared about it all, from the car all the way down to the artwork. You're completely right, John. Even the artwork mattered. It's a Buick Thoroughbred throughout. It shows the chassis and the interior. Mike from Texas stopping in. Check this out, guys. The 1949 Buick Roadmaster. Now, this one actually right here is almost like, whoa, that's a lot of hearts, guys. That's a lot of hearts. The hearts were coming so fast, they were like piling up on top of each other. That's a lot of hearts. The 49 Roadmaster two-door sedanette that I got in last year was actually a factory blue car. It would have been very similar to this one. That car did go back east and is getting built. You're right. You're 100% right, John. And the Super. Appreciate it, Nut Farm. So, yeah, look at that baby all unfolded. The colors, the lighting, the lines. And these are not pictures, guys. This is art. Look at the wood grain on the Woody. Just beautiful stuff. Now, if you guys know a lot about Buick, you'll notice something is missing from this brochure. What's missing? What car's missing from this brochure? Because we've got the whole thing opened up now. There goes the hearts again. Anybody notice what's missing? No, we've got convertibles right here and right here. This one is the convertible, just has the top up. In 1949, let me set this. Buick actually still made 3 models: the Special, the Super, and the Roadmaster. This is just Super Roadmaster. In 1949, the Special was still the old body style. In 49, it was a 1-year only body for the Senior Series cars, the Super and the Roadmaster. But the Special was still the old body style. So it looked nothing like the 49 Super or Roadmaster, and therefore was not included in this brochure because it was a completely different car. On the back, it has specifications for the Super and the Roadmaster, but there, once again, nothing about the Special. Skylark did not come out till 53. It was available in 53 and 54 before it became the small car in the early 60s. But you're thinking along the right lines. I'd never read here. So there you have it. Buick looks fine for $49 on the sales brochure for the Super and Roadmaster. So, like I said, guys, this brochure stuff, we've got absolutely amazing top-notch collection to work with now. It's going to be stuff like this all the time. I mean, and it's a little bit of everything. Heavy on Ford. I'm finding more and more Ford stuff. But lots of Chevy, GM, Chrysler. I mean, it's a very, very broad collection. Even though our good friend Kerry was primarily a Ford guy, when it came to brochures, if it was good quality with great graphics, he was interested. We saw that. You guys that were on the first night, those limited brochures, I'm probably going to just need to do a video on them, specifically on those brochures. If you guys were not with us the first night we opened this on Toy Tuesday, and you didn't get the opportunity to see the 1940 and 1941 Buick Limited Deluxe brochures, man, I know there's some of you guys on here that did see them. And they are some of the most amazing knockout pieces of literature that I have ever seen. I still, here almost 2 months later, I still find it hard to believe I actually own them. I think I have seen them twice in my life. 2 different times I think I've seen them. Actually physically seen them twice. And I mean, I've owned thousands, tens of thousands of pieces of literature. And I've seen those 2 brochures twice in ever. So to actually own them, I'm pretty geeked about it. So you guys that saw them that night, you can chime in here if you think I'm nuts. But I know, John, it's just crazy. I don't know if you were on that night when we were doing that stuff or not when we did that Toy Tuesday. But like I said, some of this stuff is just, it's off the chains. V12 Lincoln Zephyrs. Just it's insane. It is some of the most quality stuff. 40s and 50s Cadillac brochures, some in their original envelopes. It's crazy. So if you guys, if you missed that, that might be one worth going back and watching, even though, you were, it was a lot of fun when we were doing it live. Kerry, the guy that I got this stuff from, was on with us. That's true, Kenny. Ain't none of us on here right now completely sane. So, but man, every time I open a box, guys, and I've sorted some stuff out, getting ready to do some content on some of this new inventory that's been coming in this year that I haven't done videos on yet. Been pulling brochures out that I'm going to utilize in those videos. Yeah, you're right. I never read here. You were just a little early for the Skylark, but you were right. You were thinking right along the lines. It was a model that I was looking for. So you were dead on where we were going with it, just a couple years too early. You probably have stuff that belongs in the car museums. You ought to see what I got last week. Talking about museum pieces. Wait till you guys see what I got last week. This thing is off the charts too. So, that is another fun piece that we're going to be checking out soon. But yeah, if you missed that Toy Tuesday, I mean, I literally just backed the truck in the shop and I hadn't even looked at this stuff. I was just opening a box and grabbing a brochure and pulling stuff out. We didn't find the Cobra stuff that night. I found the Cobra stuff later. Yes, there are original factory Shelby Cobra brochures in this stuff. Yeah, about to the point we need to do a museum. I got enough junk to have one probably. But yeah. So if you missed that Toy Tuesday, it would be worth going back to watch. Yeah, like Kevin said, I just backed the truck in and just started opening a box and grabbed something because I didn't even know what I had bought. And I knew there was good stuff in there. And when I found those limited brochures, I was flabbergasted. That stuff was just, like I said, I've seen it twice in my life. I've seen it twice. It's just something that doesn't come on the market. They are so rare. There were so few of them built anyway. The limiteds were such a limited production car. It was crazy. So yeah, well worth going back and checking that out if you missed that episode. And like I said, we're going to keep working through them a piece at a time. So Mini Pioneer Museum, I don't know. We ain't quite at that level, big job, but it's cool. So yeah, Scott, it's crazy stuff. And we're going to keep working on it. We're going to keep doing it. Some of this stuff have to just go for a walk and catch your breath opening stuff. I've had to stop a few times going through some of this literature because it is, well, Phil Skinner, you guys have met Phil, my Edsel friend from California, works for Worldwide Auctions. He's been everywhere, seen everything, done everything in the car world. There were pieces in there that he hadn't seen. Some of the stuff we pulled out. So it just, well, yeah. So we're going to keep working on it. We're going to pull something like this out every week. There are some of that stuff, the 40 and 41 limited brochures. Next winter, maybe when it's cold and crappy and nasty out, I will probably do a full video just on those limited brochures. And for you guys that haven't heard this yet, I know some of you guys have heard it, but you guys know when you went to order a car, you would go sit down with the salesman. They'd have a book where it would show your options and colors. You flip the book out. Every dealership had one, and you could pick out the car you wanted, the options you wanted, and it had pictures and samples and broke down the options. They were called a dealer album, sales manual, something like that. There's a few of those in there. Those, I think, are going to be individual videos. I don't know any other way to do them correctly for the quality that is there. Because there's one of those in there for the 1939 Fords and also one for the 1940 Fords. So, and that stuff will blow your mind. That stuff will absolutely blow your mind. So it's crazy. There's a lot of great stuff coming up, and definitely excited about it. So anyway, guys, it's about time to wrap up. We will save the classifieds until next week. We had so much stuff to talk about tonight to get started with Mecum, ACD, Rocky Mountain Race Week. Hopefully get the run into Pioneer Village this week. Like I said, guys, stay tuned Thursday or Friday, and I'll see what my schedule looks like and what we need to do. But definitely going to try to make a good effort to get up there and get them the check that you guys have all donated to keep those adoptions going and decide what we're going to do for a fifth car. And there again, if you guys decide you want to keep doing it, it works out great when you guys just round up a couple bucks every time we do auction purchases. I print an extra copy of that receipt, have a totally separate file for Pioneer Village so I can keep track of what you guys are doing to keep that going. If you have not been to Pioneer Village, you've got to be there. If you have not seen the videos on the channel that I've done at Pioneer Village, you've got to check them out. Absolutely amazing place. And hopefully we'll have some more content from there coming up after this week. So let's check the comments here one more time as we're getting ready to wind things down. You bet never eat here. Glad you had fun, and glad you're hanging out with us. Thanks, Mark. Appreciate that. And that's totally true, John. I'm gonna read this because we still got a few guys on Facebook, so I'm gonna read this comment for those guys as well. John says those brochures are so much more than just brochures. They tell a story. The amount of work that went into them is mind-blowing anyway, and that's right. And we have thousands of them to check out. So it is super exciting. So let's see. Yeah, I don't know if you can reproduce. Some of the stuff they do reproduce, Big Job. So looks like everybody's just ready to wrap up. Awesome. Just trying to catch all that stuff. And glad. Thanks for you guys appreciating what we do here. Your support is great. And I appreciate you guys being here and making this what it is. We'll go ahead and wrap this thing up. Tuesday. I think I'll be here Tuesday night. Yes, we should be good for Toy Tuesday. I will be leaving after that. So Toy Tuesday should be good to go. What's coming up video-wise? Wednesday night. You guys are definitely going to want to pay attention. Wednesday night is going to be a fun video, I think. I think you guys are going to enjoy it. So I think it's going to be fun. And then, of course, Friday night, the public video will be the Mecum video. Just wandering around, checking some cars out, some Jim Wicks action, and some of that stuff. So that's what's coming up. We'll have some new stuff out for the member videos this week. Start working on some of that ACD stuff and see what we get at Pioneer Village. Plus, I got tons of cars that have come in that we haven't shared with you yet as well. Those will be coming out. Appreciate that, Kevin. Tell everyone, let's get past that 25,000 number. Still can't believe that I'm almost to that point. It's kind of crazy to think about. And I definitely appreciate everybody's support in getting to that level as well. Don't know yet. We've talked about it when Derek was here. We actually threw some ideas around. He actually picked out 2 pickups that he wanted to do. But nothing's become of it. Obviously, there's been a lot of stuff going on in Derek's life also with the Motor Trend situation. And, there's no doubt about it. It wouldn't hurt me a bit. I would be all for it. But, with the Motor Trend situation, his situation changing, that all kind of plays into that. With what, and maybe this project that Chad Reynolds with Bankshift and I are working, he's ran it by Derek. Derek is a great dude. And so he's ran this project we're throwing around by Derek. Maybe we can get him involved with that. And have some fun with that too. So Yeah, Kenny, kind of crazy to think it's number 264. Appreciate the Johnny Carson comments as always. Still can't hardly believe that you guys even compare what we do here to that. But I will take it. I will absolutely take it. I definitely appreciate your guys' support and telling your friends and all this stuff that keeps building and building from everything we do on here. It's all because of you guys. I super appreciate everything that you guys do for me and help building the channel and participating in the auctions, the chat. It's all very important and keeps things moving forward. With that, we'll go ahead and sign off. I know you guys need to get to bed. I know I need to get wrapped up here. We will get some stuff ready for Toy Tuesday evening. We will get some more new content out this week, and we will be right back here, in theory, as long as nothing else blows up, next Sunday night for some more Gearhead Interactive live chat. Thanks for being here tonight, everybody. I appreciate your support. Appreciate you watching. Stay tuned. More cool Cub stuff coming up. And we sure hope to see you same bat time, same bat station next week. Oh, you found Janet. Oh, she's in a nursing home. Well, that isn't any good. Good comment, though. Big job. More coming, John. Stay tuned. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks for watching.